Have you recorded a video that's to be released once you die?
Well, it's a console. It's like fucking choking me.
And homie's not waking up?
No, he's just dead. Like literally, he's just.
Wait,
like,
is he like actually dead?
That's
Because
what
you-
I was gonna ask.
You said he's literally dead so many times.
There's no doubt that MrBeast has been one of the nicest people in the world, but things took a dark turn when he invited a little boy to take a picture with him at the hotel where he and his crew were staying before traveling for a video shoot in Antarctica. Everyone in the world would want to meet Jimmy, but his fame can sometimes have serious consequences.
And this is why you need medical supervision when you do these long fasts. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm listening to him.
Good night, man. We'll see you on Chocolate Factory tomorrow.
For example, he was involved in a car accident in one of his expensive Lamborghinis, where his driver tragically died on the highway. Here are some things that have almost killed MrBeast.
I haven't seen the outside in so long. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy right now. I'm crying.
First on the list is scarier than you can imagine because Jimmy was supposed to go on a long drive trip to see the Titanic wreckage. However, he narrowly escaped death. On June 18, 2023, a group of billionaires paid over $250,000 each to see the Titanic wreckage in a small submarine built by Oceangate. As we all know, the submarine imploded a few hours into the dive, resulting in the tragic deaths of everyone on board. Most people do not know that Jimmy was actually invited on that submarine trip. In June 2023, just a few days after news of the submarine wreckage filled the internet, MrBeast posted on his official social media account that he had been invited to join the crew on that fateful journey. According to MrBeast, he wrote, "I was invited earlier this month to ride the Titanic Submarine, but I said no. It's kind of scary to think I could have been on it." The post, which received a lot of engagement, sparked numerous speculations and questions. If Jimmy had accepted the invitation, he might have been on the doomed submarine. Many people find the story suspicious and question its authenticity. One user even asked if the message was written on a blue background, to which Jimmy replied, "My friend sent me the screenshot of when he invited me. I didn't think to scroll up and screenshot our old text myself." The whole story still seems strange to many, with some believing that if Jimmy is telling the truth, his anonymous friend would have perished in the submarine. If Jimmy is not lying, then saying no likely saved his life. Literally, when you're the most popular and influential person on Earth, the risk of danger dramatically increases. Even when Jimmy tries to stay safe, he often takes high risks for the sake of video shooting. In 2018, MrBeast nearly killed himself.
This was a horrible idea. I would really not recommend any of you guys do this. I have a massive freaking headache. My head hurts. It's literally throbbing. Tyler, can I go home? I feel terrible. That was a horrible idea.
He came close to denying himself his last breath on Earth with his viral challenge, spending 24 hours straight underwater. From the very beginning, the crazy challenge went terribly wrong.
I'm going to attempt to sit underwater for 24 hours straight. You can see it is currently 11:26. I'm gonna spend 24 hours under this. So when I come out from under this box, it should be 11:26 tomorrow.
MrBeast and his crew created a small oxygen chamber inside a pool, providing him with a limited amount of oxygen while underwater. Jimmy was given a small tube to breathe oxygen from outside for the duration of the challenge. At first, MrBeast and his friend Chris were having fun and making hilarious conversation underwater. However, 8 hours into the challenge, things started going wrong. Jimmy began experiencing severe head pain, which became unbearable.
I hate to disappoint you guys, but I randomly started feeling extremely sick while sitting underwater, and I had to come out. Like, I just had this strong urge to throw up. I think it's because the water was constantly moving. I was just getting really seasick under there. Just after a while, it just really got to me, and I just really couldn't take it anymore.
After surviving an additional 6 hours, MrBeast had to call off the challenge to avoid a worse outcome. Scientifically, what happened to Jimmy was due to the limited oxygen and, more importantly, the buildup of carbon dioxide. Since MrBeast was breathing the same air inside the small chamber above his head, the air became filled with his own carbon dioxide.
The water was constantly moving. I was just getting really seasick under there. Just after a while, it just really got to me, and I just really couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to power through, but I just couldn't.
Later, MrBeast admitted that the challenge could have been his last, and that it's best to play it safe to avoid unforeseen disasters in the future. In another challenge that almost took his life, MrBeast undertook one of his hardest challenges in 2022, where he didn't eat food for a straight 30 days.
For any reason, eat food in the next 30 days? Chris, you get to shave my head.
No way. There's no way he's going to 30 days. We're shaving his head.
Most people go on fasts, but a 30-day fast is extremely rare, especially for MrBeast, who has a rare disease called Crohn's disease.
Basically, your intestines are inflamed, and because they're inflamed, you don't process food as well. So if I eat something, it would just go right through me, like literally within a day. And because it's so inflamed, it's like someone's just dragging like a knife across your stomach, so it's super painful.
This disease affects Jimmy significantly, especially when he lost some pounds in just 3 weeks and had to stay out of school, spending most of his time at home. Even to this day, Jimmy still battles with Crohn's disease after many years of being diagnosed. This has made him very strict with his diet and intake throughout his life. According to health websites, people living with Crohn's disease often have a shorter lifespan. It was a very dangerous task for MrBeast to attempt a 30-day fast, making him look like a zombie in the video. Fortunately, his doctor warned him to stop the challenge, or it could have caused more severe health issues. On the 15th day of his fasting challenge, Jimmy stopped and consumed a nourishing burger made by one of his favorite chefs. He always says that the fasting challenge was the toughest for him. The next challenge was equally strange, involving an escape from an attempt by over 2,000 people, where he and his crew had to spend the night to continue their adventure. The moment MrBeast realized and had to hire a lot of security, he also asked the hotel manager to put the hotel on emergency alert to keep himself safe from the dangerous situation.
Airport, I was wearing my hoodie, sunglasses, just staring at the floor. It's like, if I don't take any photos, I'll just go straight to the hotel room, no one will know I'm here.
This situation occurred when MrBeast and his crew were about to fly to Antarctica for a video shoot. They had no option but to stay in a small town in Chile because there were no direct flights from the United States to Antarctica. Before MrBeast and his crew could settle into their room in Chile and continue their journey, a group of people recognized him and asked for a photo. MrBeast agreed and took a picture with a small kid, not realizing that this would trigger a series of events leading to his attack.
Now there's like 200 people outside this hotel running up and down the hallways, like knocking on doors, trying to figure out which room's me and Carl.
The fan who took the picture with MrBeast posted it on Instagram, and that's when the trouble began. Some people discovered that Jimmy was in town, tracked him down, and found out where he was staying. Soon people started knocking on random doors of the hotel. After several hours, over 200 people were gathered outside the hotel, causing Jimmy and his crew to be extremely frightened. Eventually, the hotel security managed to disperse the crowd and no one was allowed to enter or leave. For several days, people camped outside the hotel to meet MrBeast. He had already paid over $30,000 for emergency security, and the hotel had to trigger the emergency alarm. This bizarre event led Jimmy to stop taking pictures with strangers in public, and his video shoot in Antarctica was delayed. The closest MrBeast has ever come to experiencing a life-threatening situation was when his driver died while driving, which changed his perspective on life entirely.
I can't reach over and unplug it. There's a console, it's like fucking choking me.
And homie's
sometimes.
not waking up?
No, he's just dead. Like literally, he's just
Wait,
like,
is he like actually dead?
That's
Because
what I
you-
was gonna
You
ask.
said he's literally dead so many times.
Let me keep going. It's the wildest thing. I've never thought this would ever happen in a million years. And so
Death. This incident profoundly impacted MrBeast's thinking and way of life. His driver died in the middle of the highway, nearly causing a fatal accident for MrBeast and his friends. The driver's heart stopped beating, leaving MrBeast to handle the steering wheel while the driver's foot remained on the gas pedal.
I just was like, fuck it, I gotta get us off the road. You know how like on the side of the highway there's those strips you hear when you're like
Yeah.
So I just like I leaned over, I had my foot on the brake and slowly like pulled off and I could hear the strip on the right tire.
You were
Which of these events scares you the most, and do you think you might never see Jimmy again?